yourself busy, play or play the piano, singing lots of nonsense, but singing just the same. Singing, singing, singing just the same. Singing, singing, singing just the same.
Is going to be featuring beads. Here we go. We're going to be doing something new today. We're going to be featuring Humblebeads along with items from my friend Cassandra's Beads to Live By Curated Collections. Beads to Live By is her website and her store that's an in-person store you can go to in Jackson, Michigan. One of my favorite bead shops in the whole world, and Cassandra is one of my favorite beady people in the whole world. And so I'm so happy to share this. I got 2 projects to share with you guys, and we're going to go through them kind of quickly so that you guys can see what it's all about. And I know you guys like subscription boxes and you enjoy getting fun things in the mail. So Cassandra's, I'm going to tell you all about it in a minute. Okay, I'm having trouble with my forward-facing camera, so it's just going to be my hands in the bead table today. I'm sorry, guys. There's just no getting around it. It is what it is. All right. Okay, we have Wendy and Diana, and hi June and Lorraine and Kathy Engel. Good to see you here. And Sheila, Cassandra's mom, and Pammy and Kelly and Candy and my friend Lynn. Hello, everyone. So, you guys already see what I have going on here. Let me just introduce myself real quick. I am Heather Powers from Humblebeads. I am a bead maker, jewelry designer, author, illustrator, and every Wednesday it is my job to get those beads off the bead table and into some new projects. So that's what I am all about and here for you guys today. Every Wednesday at 3 o'clock we do Bead Table Wednesday, which is where you're at right now. And if you guys could just share this video, like it, let's get some more people watching it, because I really want to promote Cassandra's awesome little bead program that she has going on that I know you guys are really going to enjoy. Aw, Cassandra, you are definitely one of my favorite beady people. All right, we got Susan and Nancy, Robin, Janice. Oh, hi, Susan Deithman, Rosalinda. We got Amanda and Wendy watching from YouTube. Thank you, ladies. And Barbara and Jan and we have Cassandra is going to be sharing the let me take mine off. She's going to be sharing the links in the comments, so you guys can go directly to that. And Cassandra has 2 she has 2 curated collection subscription boxes. She has one that is seed beads, and they have 8 different colors in 10-gram packs, and I have 4 of the colors here. Cassandra, I'm pretty sure you gave me all 8 of them, but I couldn't find them in my studio, and you know how that goes. So Cassandra did gift me the seed beads and some of the fire polish, not really as a sponsor, just because we're friends. And so as a friend, I wanted to share some inspiration of things I've gotten from Cassandra. So the first subscription box, like I said, is a monthly subscription. You get 8 packets of seed beads and color coordinated palettes. And Cassandra, she is fantastic at pulling together really fashion forward color palettes. So things that are really trendy. I love this autumn one that she has going on. So beautiful. And the other subscription, I hope I'm saying this right, Cassandra, is check glass buttons, right? Is that right? It's check glass buttons. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So if you like to do leatherwork projects, knotting projects, or seed bead projects, and you want a great button for clasps, the subscription box for buttons are something to check out. The seed bead collection for every month is under $20, you guys. So you can't beat that. Cassandra, can you let me know about the cost of the button kit and how many, subscription, and how many buttons are in the program? And you can sign up for either 1 month, 3 months, or 6 months. In each, if you do 3 months or 6 months, you get a bit of a discount for signing up for more months than one. So that's really exciting. And then, along with the subscription sets that are sent out in a surprise to you every month, after the subscriptions are sent out, which I believe are the 17th of the month, mid-month each month, she also has on the website the individual seed beads that you can buy that were featured in the kit, the subscription box, and then she has coordinating check glass sets. So that's what's over here and what was in the picture. Kind of cut things up and started digging it in already. So you get 4 strands of check glass, with the bigger shapes are one of the coordinating collections, and then the other coordinating collection are size 3 and 4 millimeter fire polish. So, and everything is under $20, guys. Super affordable. Sandra ships very quick. Cassandra, the seed beads are always size 11s, right? For the subscription program? I'm pretty sure. That's a great question, Kathy. Are they always size 11s? And Cassandra is here answering questions to you guys. So the button program is $18.99, and there are usually 8 buttons. Not necessarily coordinating, but she's trying to match things that goes with the other beads. So it all works together, and then who doesn't love surprises also? All right, yes, okay. Monthly subscriptions renew on the 17th of the month, and shipments are on the 18th, so you have up until the 17th of the month to get that current month's, and if you order after the 17th, you're going to get the following months. So right now it's already past the 17th, of course, so you'll be signing up for the November box. But you can go to Cassandra's website, Beads to Live By, and see the curated collection, and Cassandra is selling all of the seed beads separately too. So after the initial shipment goes out, you can reorder more of the seed beads, especially if you love a color, or if you miss a box and you really love a color, you can go and order just that color. So let's get to the project. I absolutely adore the fringe seed bead earrings that are that start with like the brick stitch on the top, and they're done with needle and thread, but I don't have time. I don't have patience for that. I just don't. So I decided to use head pins to do a little fringe. So that's what I'm going to show you guys how to do. And after the video, I'm going to post the pattern for you guys. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how I made up this pattern, because I just winged it to begin with. So when I started this pattern, I had all the 5 head pins. And these are 2.5-inch pearl head pins from Vintage. So they're skinny and long. And so I just had them laid out, and I just started, adding seed beads on each row to make the picture. And I just went row by row to come up with the picture. And then once I got it figured out, I went through and wrote it down so I could easily follow the information and didn't have to try to look at it each time. So yeah, these are supposed to be little abstract flowers, Kathy. So that's my favorite ones that I see. And, it looks a little more flowery when the pattern is all put together. So little roses and leaves, that's what I was going for. So that little Victorian fringe that's been so super popular with beading. And of course we have a little Humblebeads and some of the fire polish that came in Cassandra's fire polish kit. Yes, I really, guys, this is super fun. So I followed my written pattern to do these first 5 rows, and now I have the last row here to do, and that's what I'm going to show you. And I don't even, like, it's just going to go super quick, but I am going to have my pattern here by the side, and I'm going to have a little head pin kind of moving along as I go along so that I can stay on track, because if I just try to remember where I'm at, I'm going to forget every single time. Then I'll have to start over, and that won't be fun. So, and you can just do, I've seen really cool random patterns that people have done with just shapes and squiggles, and both of the earrings are totally different, so you don't even have to follow a pattern for this, but you could also do like little stripes or chevrons or dots in a pattern. You can do anything. Yeah, imagination's the limit here. And I'm sure there are little patterns that are free to follow for bead weaving, but instead of bead weaving, you can just put them on a head pin. So yeah, let's do this. What I really love about the seed beads is there's a mix of different textures and types of seed beads. So we have 2 that are matte finish. So we have these dark teal and a peach, and then, and like I said, this is only half the colors. There are 8 colors altogether. And then this one is a color lined with clear on the outside, so they're very sparkly. And then this one has like some kind of like gold lining on the inside of it. I don't know exactly the colors, but if you look on Cassandra's website on the curated collection, you can see all the different colors. But these have a nice little luminescence to them. So I like the mix of different finishes on the beads. It adds a lot to the design. So instead of just using like all shiny seed beads, and I also think when you use more of the matte kind of finish beads, or yeah, I just like the way that looks. It's nice. Cassandra, you have such a beautiful sense of color. So I'm going to start, and my pattern says to do 8 teal, and I'm not going to pick up the beads and put them on the head pin. I'm going to just put the head pin through the center of the hole and let them jump on the head pin. Oh, and the other thing is, these head pins can be kind of wonky when you get them just because they're so thin. So I did take a wire straightener, or you can just use your finger and straighten them out a little bit. Okay. So I have 8, and then my next one is 1 green. Then we're going to do 6 teal. So you can see this is the one I'm doing here on the side here. And I don't know how fun it is to watch someone throw on seed beads. But that's what I'm going to do. And there are, Cassandra sells bead boards or bead mats that would make this even easier. And I have a really pretty bead mat from Cassandra. But if you only knew my studio, you would know why it's no mystery that I couldn't find it today. Okay, and each time I get through one of the rows, I am moving my head pin so that I know where I'm at, especially talking. Phew. So I'm going to do 3 here. And make sure you guys go to Beads to Live By on Facebook and follow Cassandra's page. She does guest events with people all month. Well, not all month, but several guest events featuring designers using the curated collection. And tonight, Neelay Patel is going to be sharing a really fun stringing bracelet with silver silk. And so I think you guys would really enjoy that a lot. Okay, so I'm just following my pattern here. And again, I will post the pattern for you guys, and you guys are free to use that pattern, and also look on Pinterest for fringe patterns. I know there's some freebies out there that you guys could follow along, and instead of doing the bead weaving, you would just put them on a head pin. How easy could this be? Yes, Cassandra is the pro and says that working on a soft surface would definitely have made this easier, because then the beads like just kind of stay in place instead of chasing them along on a plate. Okay, now before I do the little loop, I am going to just make sure that that does match up. Of course, when you're doing your first one, just make sure it matches the pattern, or that the second one that you make matches, so that they're the same, unless you're doing a your own pattern, like a wild and crazy one. Okay, I'm not going to use the one-step looper on this just because I'm just going to use my regular looper and really get in there and get a nice tight loop on here. You want the end of your loop to fit inside that top seed bead, so it's really tight and resting on there. You don't want those little seed beads to go anywhere, so you want a really nice tight loop on the top. And that's how you make the rose, guys. How how simple and easy is this? All right, so I have my 5 strands here, and again, I will post the pattern on Facebook here for you guys. It's a very simple. There's only 4 colors, so you only have to worry about 4 colors, and these are the 2.5 inch pearl head pins from Vintage. Okay, I'm going to take an eye pin, a brass eye pin, and I'm going to string on my first fringe here, and then I have some little 11 bronze color seed beads, and I'm going to put those in between each one so that they're spaced out and that wire isn't showing. I don't want just a bunch of wire showing in between the eye pins here. So you can see I'm adding each one with a seed bead in between, and you could totally use one of the beads in your kit too. I kind of like a little metallic finish on the end there. Oh, it looks like I was 1 bead off on that one, but I'm just going to leave it. If I fix it, it'll be after the video. Okay, now I am going to take my 1-step looper to do the little loop on this side. If you don't have a 1-step looper, and this is the 1.5 millimeter step looper, you can use just your your chain nose pliers and make a loop. So I want to make sure I get as close as I can, and I'm going to close that loop up and straighten the wire. And I was not very careful, and I have these going in 2 different directions, so you want to make sure that they're parallel to each other and not going off center with each other. No, I do have the 1-step bead looper here. I do keep my tools close by. And Kathy, they will be using the same beads tonight with Neely Patel. So Cassandra has several videos that she's done with people this month, and you can look back on her Beads to Live By Facebook page, and they've all used the same kits, but done so many wide varieties of projects. So some of the projects are bead weaving, and then some of them are stringing. It's just really fun to see how many different things you can do with seed beads. You don't have to be just a bead weaver to use seed beads, with needle and thread. You can totally use seed beads with stringing techniques too. Okay, now these are some little 3 millimeter fire polish babies that were in the fire polish kit, and Cassandra sent those along to me, so thank you, Cassandra. And I am going to make sure my 2 loops are going in the same direction this time, And using my one-step pliers here to make a loop. And I just want to make sure that that loop is closed tightly. I'm going to repeat for the other side. And also for this design, if it's too long for you, because these are like some serious shoulder dusters, guys. They are long. You can take off like 4 of the rows on the top and the bottom and just have a shorter bit of fringe, and then it won't be so long. Okay. So I got those 2 sides, and I am going to just open and close and put these on the eye pin on each side here. Super simple. Just open and close and repeat on the other side. So there's my 2 sides, my little pretty floral fringe, and now I'm going to grab another head pin and do the stuff on the top there. Not head pin. I don't know why I keep saying head pins. The eye pins. Okay, on my eye pin, I'm going to use this little copper 3mm fire polish, 6mm bead cap, my Humblebeads in the chrysanthemum pattern, which is the peach, matches perfectly with the beads down here. And then I'm going to grab one of the little O beads, and I think this is antique gold or brass gold. Anyways, guys, the little O beads, those are glass beads, and I buy them from Cassandra. That's where I get them every single time. Okay, now I have a little 5x3mm rondelle in a burnt orange color, perfect for fall. And I'm going to make a little loop on the top here. And I'm actually going to just use my pliers. Now you want your bottom loop to be going front to back and your top loop to go left to right. So that you can add your ear wire on the top and your jump ring on the bottom. Okay, now I'm going to grab a 5mm jump ring. So just a little guy here. And I'm going to open that up. And I want to make sure that this is facing so that it's the mirror image of the other side. So, you know, make sure you have the right side facing forward. And I put the 2 little fire polish beads on. And now my dangle with the Humblebeads. And close this guy up. And then you're going to add an ear wire. And these are so simple and easy. It did take me a while to figure out the pattern in the beginning, but you guys won't have to do that. But you could totally make up your own pattern too, and then you just write it down. And once you have it figured out, you don't have to go through that mess again. And they go much, much quicker once you have the pattern figured out. And of course, I will be posting this pattern so you guys can just follow along and make the earrings just like this. And all you need are 4 seed bead colors. So if Cassandra's has 8 altogether, you could mix and match the color palette and have a whole bunch of different earrings using the same pattern that look totally different. So here's my 2 fringe earrings. Guys, isn't that fun? So fun and easy. Oh yes, you could use a shorter head pin, and also you could use a thicker head pin if you didn't want it to bend. I kind of wanted it to have that feel of the actual fringe, so that's why I picked the thinner, kind of more wobbly head pin. But yeah, if you wanted it to be really sturdy, you could use like a 2-inch head pin from Vintage, and that would give you definitely more of a sturdy finish. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is make a seed bead beaded bead. And I've shown this a lot in the past, but it never hurts to revisit. So I'm going to mix all of these colors up now. Well, I'm not going to do all of them, but half of them, because I might want to make another pair of earrings. Throw these in here. If you want one color to be the dominant color, you could add more of that color and use the other colors as accents. This is a bead spinner, in case you're wondering what the heck am I doing here. And this is going to help with getting the seed beads on my wire much quicker instead of stringing them by hand. But if you don't have a bead spinner, it'll just take you a little extra time to spin them manually. Okay. So you have to have at least the bottom part of this filled up. You can't just have a few seed beads and have it work. So I want the teal to be the dominant color. So I'm actually going to add all of my teal seed beads in here. Cassandra, I think I might have to order more because that color is just gorgeous. I love it. Now, I like to have a little bit of a metallic finish in here. So these aren't in the kit. These are just extra. And you guys, I'm pretty sure you can order these from Cassandra's shop. These are a bronze color glass seed bead. And I'm just going to put a few in just for a little bit of metallic sparkle. You know, you gotta have the sparkle. Cassandra, can you post the links to your shop again? For the curated collection too? Alright, so this is the bead spinner. I'm going to be using... Ooh, I have some beads on here already. Let me get those off. This is 24 gauge wire, and I'm actually using soft flex wire just because it's what I had on hand. And this is vintage bronze. This is craft wire. Or you could use the natural bronze pear wire too from Vintage. And I'm going to be using the twisted wire from the base of my bead. And I'm going to pull out my ruler. And I'm going to do 1.5 inches to have 1 inch bead. So I'm going to cut 1.5 inches. And I am going to use my one-step looper for this. This works really well with the thicker wire. So I just put that in there. I'm going to bend the wire so my loop is right above. And I'm going to do this on the other side. I'm going to flip this over so that we have this loop going to the left, and then the other loop will be going to the right, or the front to the back, or whatever. Oop, and I had that backwards. So you want the little loop to be going the opposite way on each side. Okay, so I have my 2 ends here, and actually I twisted it just a little bit. So I'm going to take my 2 pairs of pliers. Ooh, I don't need the extra hair. I'm going to take the 2 pairs of pliers and turn it so that both of these are on the same plane. We don't want those twisting on the twisted wire. And this was 18 gauge wire, if I didn't say that. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. That's going to be the little frame that we're going to use. And now I'm going to make this into a beading a needle. So when you buy the bead spinner, it comes with a curved needle. And so I'm going to take my wire and just curve it so that it mimics that needle. And these little bead spinners, check your local bead shop or your craft store or Amazon. They're very inexpensive. They're under $15 and they save you a ton of time. So I have my needle and it is going to the left and I am spinning the bead spinner to the right, and you can see they are just jumping on there. Centrifugal force, baby. Science. So I'm going to push some of the beads down because I don't want them to fall off back into the container. And this is just going to give you a beautiful random pattern of all your colors. And like I said, I want the teal to be the most dominant color, so that's the one I have the most seed beads in. And I'm going to do that again. I'm going to do about 8 inches. I don't know if I'll need that much. Hopefully not. But better to have more seed beads on your wire than not enough. And sometimes you're going to put this in and your wire isn't quite curved enough, or you're going to push it down too far and seed beads are going to, jump out. Don't worry. Just try again. The trick is really not to push the wire down to the bottom. It's just lightly pressed in here. And so I'm just catching the top layer of seed beads as they roll along here. And this is fun. Everyone in my family likes to do this. It's relaxing. It's a little magical. We've made lots of beaded Christmas ornaments in the past, and Jessie kind of was obsessive about putting things on the wire with the bead spinner. It's just so much fun. And so my wire is just gently placed on the top of the seed beads. It's not pressed in. It's not pressed into the side or the bottom of the container. I'm just letting it just graze along the top layer of those seed beads. And they're just jumping on. And about 1 inch to 1.5 inches at a time is good. You don't have to string a whole bunch, especially if you're just learning how to do this. A little bit more. Yeah, this is definitely easier with 6 and 8s, and you can do this project with, I think it works really nicely with size 6 seed beads. With 8 seed beads, it's not quite nestling together quite so nicely with the 8s. So I would definitely, not the 8s, the 6s. The 6s are a little large for this project. So 11s or 6s. And if you're wondering when people are saying 11s or 6s, in seed beads, the larger the number, the smaller the bead. So size 11s are the small ones. There are 13s and blind causing size 15s. I don't even know how people can handle that. And then size 6 beads are like the size of a 4mm glass bead, like a check glass bead is. So those 6s are larger. So the smaller the number, the larger the bead. Okay, maybe I have about 12 inches here. Just had a little extra. Let's set that out of the way. And I do have some beads that took a little journey, so I'm just going to throw those back in my bowl. All right, I have my double eye pin here. It's basically what I made. And this is 18 gauge twisted wire. And you're going to take your 24 gauge wire and you're going to wrap this around tightly 2 to 3 times to get it attached really nicely to the bottom here. I'm going to trim off that extra wire and then pinch this in nice and tight. I'm going to pull that end down here. And now I'm going to let these seed beads fall down, and I'm going to, oh, I might have to tighten this up a little. You don't want that wire to move around. So I'm going to tighten the end up just a little bit more, just so it's not going anywhere. Make life easier for you. Okay. Now I want to wrap these around the wire, the big wire. And I'm going to start with small loops around the wire. Can you guys see how I'm doing that? So I'm holding on to the end. Oh, make sure you're down at the end here. And I'm going to wrap these around in rows around this wire. And I want to start out tighter to the wire, and then I'm going to get further away from the center wire as I work my way up. So you guys can see what I'm doing here. Just wrapping it around. Kathy, the bead spinner, works wonderfully with memory wire, and it's actually a really fun way to make lots of memory wire bracelets. And I have some memory wire bead spinner projects on my older videos. I will find that and post it to the VIP party group today. Okay, so now each circle is getting a little bit bigger until I get to the center. Ooh. Gotta hold on to that baby. Let me get this pushed back down. And let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, maybe 14 beads are around in the circle, but I just do it by eye. I don't count. And so I've made it to the center, and so now I want to start decreasing each row just by eye. I'm not counting. I'm just, guesstimating that this row looks a little bit smaller than the one before. And I definitely should have tightened that wire on the bottom a little bit more so that it wouldn't be moving around, but that's okay. All right, working my way up here. And now I want to start getting around here nice and tight, making these even smaller each time I pass around. And I'm thinking that almost looks good. I'm going to add just one more little row that's even smaller. Okay, I'm going to cut off, oh, it doesn't need to be that much, about 1 inch. And now I want to wrap this around several times, really tight around the end here, underneath the loop. You want to make sure you're underneath the loop. So I wrapped around 3 or 4 times and tuck that little end in nice and tight. Okay, now you can take this and move these little seed beads around to make your rows seem a little more even. If you have any little piece that's sticking out far, you just give it a little twist to tuck it in or pull it out to make it go further. And so here's my little bead. So it's a beaded bead. This is 18 gauge twisted wire from Vintage Trudy. That's who that's from. And now I'm going to take a little humble bead here, because of course I have to have a humble bead. I'm going to use these cute little dogwood charms, and I'm going to grab an 8mm jump ring. And I'm going to stick this little charm on here. And grab my ear wire. Which I've taken off. I just had them. Oh, here they are. Okay. And so all the findings that I'm using are from Vintage. The check glass and the seed beads are from Beads to Live By. And then the polymer clay goodies, the dogwood flowers, and the chrysanthemum beads are from Humblebeads. So there's my earring design. So easy, so cute. You are not going to have two beads that look alike. They are going to both be different. The best thing to do is make sure your wire that you're beading onto is the same size, and then just kind of eyeball it by putting them next to each other to make sure they're the same thickness. So remember, earrings, according to my friend Lynn, are supposed to be sisters, not twins. So it's okay if they're a little different. So here we have two different earring projects from Cassandra's Curated Collection seed bead kit, and using her 4mm polish and 3x5mm rondelles that were in the Curated Collection extras that she offers. And so you can find those all at Beads to Live By, Humblebeads at humblebeads.com, and then the vintage stuff at Vintage with a J and no E at the end. All right, that's it, guys. Super simple, super easy. Hoped you loved it. Let's see. Could you do that with a wooden bead and wrap that? Karen, I would say totally give it a try. I don't see why you couldn't. That would be fun to have a wooden bead under there. You would just need the wire on both ends to attach the seed bead wire to. All right, I will go through and answer any questions that you guys have. Cassandra, if you want to post the link to your website one more time. Guys, it's Beads to Live By, and make sure you follow Beads to Live By on Facebook. Cassandra does lots of online classes, and then she does the projects with different designers with the Curated Collections every month. So you guys can watch that. Tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the one with Neely Patel in Silver Silk, and that's a great stringing, not stringing, but wire work project. All right, guys, that's it. We had fun today. I hope I inspired you to make two beautiful pairs of earrings. I will post the pattern on the Facebook page in just a little bit, along with a finished photo of the earrings for reference. All right, beads for Humblebeads, you can find at humblebeads.com, and then don't forget to join the Humblebeads VIP party group. We have our October challenge that is going on. You have just a few more days to enter the challenge. All you have to do is make a piece of jewelry inspired by this color palette that uses some humble beads, whether it's check glass, metal, or the polymer clay beads from my website, and enter it in the Facebook photo album that says October Color Challenge, and you get a chance to win a $50 gift certificate. It's a really fun way to get out of color ruts and explore some different color palettes. Colleen, I'm so glad to see you here, and thank you guys so much for joining me. I will see you on Friday at 3 p.m. for our coffee break, and I will have some new beads to share with you guys, and I have another earring project that I'm going to share with you guys on Friday using the trica beads. I figured out that's how you say it. It's trica. And you guys can watch the replay of this if you're just joining us and see the 2 earring styles that I made. And again, I will post that. Oh, I misspelled October, didn't I? Oh my goodness, Cindy. Did not notice it, and you're the first person to tell me. Thank you. Thank you very much for your eagle eyes. Super appreciate it. I will definitely have to fix that up. Hi, Heidi from Minnesota. Yes, welcome you guys. Go ahead and watch the replay of the video if you're just joining us. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I will definitely answer them this afternoon. All right, you guys, take care. I'll see you on Friday. And don't forget to share your jewelry creations with us in the Humblebeads VIP party group. I love to see what you guys made. Cassandra, thanks for sponsoring today's video by sending me some freebies. And yeah, I really love shopping with you. Can't wait to visit you in person again soon. If you guys have a chance to go visit Cassandra in Jackson, Michigan, definitely run over there and go visit her bead shop. It is filled with inspiration along with filled with beads. All right, guys, I will talk to you later.